We're going to jump back into our top conversation tonight. President Trump's plan for an American-led takeover of Gaza. Joining us at the table is Gretchen Carlson. But Scott, you were saying something as we went to break in the last segment.
Yeah, well, I thought at the top your remarks were correct. I mean, this is the end of the two-state solution fantasy. That's what I heard from Donald Trump tonight, was that this is not going to work. Certainly that's Mike Huckabee's position, our new ambassador over there. And so I think what he is communicating is it won't be the policy of the U.S. government to continue to nurture or nurse along this fantasy of a two-state solution. That is what I'm taking away from it. I thought you were right.
A state for Israel, no state for Palestinians.
Listen, it seems that the two-state solution is further away than it has ever been, and that's a tragedy for the people of both states because they both are going to live next to each other forever, and they both want peace and security. But what we've seen is that regardless of
you think they both want peace?
Yes, Palestinian people want peace.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of running a terrorist state.
No.
One thing nobody's talking about.
The point of what I'm trying to say is that no matter what the political structure is, you're never going to get rid of the rights of the Palestinian people to have dignity and agency and some control over their lives and some control over their government, whatever you want to call it. Okay, because that's what all people deserve, and that's a universal human right.
And Israel deserves to be able to live without having terrorists flying over and kidnapping them and murdering and raping them. I assume
we can agree. So if we can agree on both of those things, then we can agree that there's no solution for the Middle East that doesn't grant the Palestinians.
Unfortunately, aggressors in this case
you're
do not
talking about
agree.
Hamas. You're not talking about necessarily just the Palestinian people. And one thing that nobody's talked about yet is how Republicans are going to actually feel about this. Lindsey Graham today, who's usually a Trump supporter, said, well, we'll see what our Arab friends think about this. So will Republicans finally stand up and say that this is actually something that they're going to oppose, as opposed to all the nominations that they're allowing to go through with not a lot of pomp and circumstance?
Well, my favorite line that I've seen tonight, Tom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina, says, there are probably a couple of kinks in that slinky. But
that's the understatement of the century.
I'll have to take a look at the statement.
It's always good to imagine what would they say if just the party was switched. If Biden had floated this idea, what would Republican senators have said about him acquiring something else? They would have freaked out. And they often do this. Democrats do this too. They will not react to something equivalent because it's their side versus the other side. I think if you asked anybody, take out how they feel about Trump about this, it's a crazy idea.
And you are a libertarian.
I'm an independent. So I can look at this and I can tell you that most people, I'm in Michigan, I know so many people who voted for Trump. They voted for him because of the border crisis, because of inflation, because of the economy, not because they want to go on another military adventure, this time invading the Gaza Strip.
But a lot of Arab Americans in Michigan also voted for Trump.
Well, that vote aged poorly. To the lefties who voted against Kamala because of this issue, it aged poorly.
Can I just read this statement from the co-chair of the Uncommitted Movement? It was put out tonight. I feel sad and angry and scared for our communities. For months, we warned about the dangers of Trump at home and abroad, but our calls largely went unheard. Trump's illegal calls for ethnic cleansing are horrific, but as on so many issues, Democrats had a chance to persuade voters. They were better than the alternative, and they blew it.
They sound ridiculous.
That statement is frustrating. That statement is ill-timed. That statement is petty. I really would call it what I want to call it, but my mom's watching the show. For me, it's if you actually voted one way or withheld your vote, you should own it. Mm-hmm. There were two choices in this campaign. It was extremely clear. You had Kamala Harris going forward, who recognized that Hamas has no place in governing Palestine, but she also knew, or Gaza, but she also knew that the Palestinian people had the right to human dignity. She also knew that Israel wanted safety and security, deserved that, had the right to defend itself. And we would have been in a much better situation. There was not a question about ethnic cleansing if Kamala Harris would have been the president of the United States.
I have to totally disagree with you because I spent many weeks talking to Muslim community leaders and activists and a lot of my friends in the Muslim community, a lot of them in swing states, and they all said the same thing. They said, if we're being ignored by the Democrats and we're being ignored by the Republicans, then we can't bring ourselves to vote for it.
But they weren't being ignored.
They were. Kamala Harris said many things that were right, but she didn't do anything.
But
for her to preside over a policy that ended up in their families getting killed and then asking them to vote for them was something that they couldn't do.
But now the question is,
you can't talk down to the Muslim community and tell them that, oh, you didn't do what's in your best interest. They know what's in their best interest.
But we're talking about ethnic cleansing. We're talking about too many people being displaced. So
they knew what the risks were, and they made a decision because their calculation, if you're interested at all, was that they have to punish the Democratic Party so that the next time this happens, because they've been through so many atrocities, that the Democratic Party, the only one that has a chance of respecting
Do you
them.
understand that is divorced from political reality?
I'm saying we can listen to the Muslim community or we can talk at them, and I'm trying to listen to them.
But Josh, I've actually been in.
You can tell Trump voters that they're voting against.
I was in that room, and Kamala Harris, listening to Muslim voters, yes, she did. Did she do everything they wanted them to do?
She did anything they wanted her to do.
That's not true.
It is.
That's
what they say. And you're going to tell them that they don't know what their interest is. Because that's not a good strategy to get back those
for real.
people.
When you say she did not do anything that they wanted her
Exactly.
to do, they wanted her to, even though she was a vice president of the United States, withhold weapons from Israel. She couldn't do that. She talked about the Palestinian people and their right to live in peace and security at the convention.
I'm telling you what
To Bakari's point.
And then she refused to have a Palestinian speak at the convention.
Trump's position right now
there were
is that
pro-Palestinian
Josh,
Are you saying that if they had pro-Palestinian speakers at the DNC, she would have done better?
I'm saying that was a calculation they made to
probably the right one.
But respectfully,
now Scott's right. Maybe Kamala Harris made the right decision by choosing the Jewish vote over the Muslim vote, but
that wasn't a choice.
It was a choice.
But you know,
and I talked to people in her camp that admitted that was
okay,
a choice.
but can we look to the future of this? The future of this is that the American voters who voted for Trump also pretty much agreed that we should get out of Ukraine. And now, do you think
kind of
those
a non-sequitur?
It is, because do you think that those same people that voted for that are going to now be in favor of American troops going over to Gaza? And American lives lost.
Sounds
in
like
this?
a forever war to me.
Yeah,
Sounds
no
like
way.
the definition of nation building.
Wait, I thought we had a ceasefire.
literally
Do we not have a
building up a
ceasefire?
nation.
That is up for debate now too.
But just to finish the point, we've got millions of Muslim Americans who are not going anywhere, and we can either try to understand them and listen to them, or we can tell them that they don't know what's in there.
Actually, first of all, nobody's doing this. But what we are doing is saying elections are choices. And what we are saying is that if you are going to sit here and tell me today that the choice between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris was the same.
Nobody said that.
You are saying
no,
that.
You're not listening to me. What I'm saying is that Muslim Americans, not Josh Rogan, Muslim Americans said you can't vote for Kamala Harris because she won't say that she'll do anything different than what's happening now.
Let me divorce you from this. Let me divorce you personally from this. If you are articulating to me at this table that there is someone right now who withheld their vote or Donald Trump or voted for Donald Trump because they felt Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were the same when it came to
no one said that.
That is what you're just saying.
No, you're not listening. What I'm saying is that they understood that Trump could be worse, but they couldn't bring themselves to vote for Kamala Harris because they made a calculation that this was in their longer-term interest to not reward the Democratic Party for a policy that was welcoming.
And this is why.
Because Democrats won't listen to Muslims.
And when Palestinians are
Democrats won't listen to Muslims, so you lost the Muslims, so Trump won.
Talk about
so congratulations on your policy of telling Muslims that they don't know what they're doing.
Bakari, thank you very much. Stick around. We could talk about this for another hour. It's very important, but we have more breaking news tonight. The CIA has offered buyouts to its entire workforce. Big questions tonight about what that means about national security and America's role in the world. Stay with us.